Let me start by saying, Greg, welcome to MiningLifeOnline.net. Appreciate the fact that you're taking time out of your day to talk to us about Go West, a project that so many people here in Timmins are anxious to see into full production. I know that you had an eventful 2019, a number of things that the company had to take care of, and I would imagine that you're looking forward to 2020 with a lot of anticipation.
Yes, Kevin. Well, thank you for allowing me to come on your show and share a bit about Go West and where we're at and what's taken place over the last year.
Okay. How would you describe 2019? It seemed like there was a lot of things in behind the scenes that you really did need to take care of in terms of some of your investors of note lately and making a transition there.
Yeah, 2019 was a very challenging year, and it really started in 2018 when we had signed the definitive agreement with the Northern Sun to acquire 50% of the Redstone mill, and then the agreement was canceled, and that put us behind the eight ball. And from that point, about call it May of 2018 through to the end of last year, has been pretty challenging for Go West, but we were able to come through and make a few changes, and I think 2020 is going to be a turning point for Go West.
So, talk about your new partners that they must be obviously very excited about the project to make that commitment, given the fact that the project was in neutral, I guess, for quite a bit of time.
Yes, our largest investor, Fortune Future, out of China, they've been around Go West for about 6 years. Their initial investments were to help advance the project. When we lost the Northern Sun mill, and just for the listener, a Northern Sun was owned by a group out of China. Our partners out of China ended up stepping in with a third party, arm's length party, to negotiate and end up with the mill this past October. So they saw the benefits that the Redstone mill had vis-a-vis the Go West Gold project and saw it as a great opportunity. So the Chinese investors have been very supportive. They've invested a significant amount of capital, and obviously the slow up of the mill was a problem, but we've turned that around, and they see the great opportunity going forward. So this past year alone, they've invested approximately $10 million of equity, $7 million US, and these are independent groups, arm length groups, but they know each other. $7 million US in terms of buying out the Pandian loan, and that was bought out for $9 million US. So Go West put in $2 million US, and the new investors out of Hong Kong, China, put in $7 million US. And an arm's length group, but known to our largest investors, bought the Redstone mill at the end of October. So the Chinese have made significant investments in Go West because they see the greater opportunity. Yes, it's been a trying 18 months, but life's not always easy sometimes, and you got to take it one day at a time, and you keep pushing through it.
Well, certainly, those of us that have, I guess, been around the media world here in Timmins and the community for some time have certainly been aware of the project for quite some time, and your name is obviously associated with that. So, on a personal basis, you've got to be pretty excited about what 2020 might bring.
Well, we're extremely excited. The Northern Sun with the Redstone mill, they're working their way through to get the permits. And right now our current plan is to start processing somewhere mid-year, July, August. Start processing the bulk sample. Again, just to remind the listener, we were underground. We had over 2 kilometers of development. We have 30,000 tons of mixed development ore sitting on surface, ready for processing. And then unfortunately, things changed at Northern Sun 18 months ago, and we had to put everything on hold. So the quality of the project has not changed. It was that speed bump that we hit that kind of derailed us for a bit. But again, the market cap at that point, just before things derailed, was about $75 million. And today we're trading at $14 million. So, and again, nothing changed except we lost the mill for a period of time, but that's all come back now. So, we've got more ounces. When I started, it was a 500,000 ounce resource. We're now 1.2 million ounces. Still open along strike and at depth. So nothing changed except the issue with the mill. The mill is now back, in my view, stronger than ever because it's all associated with some of our largest shareholders. And so we really want to see this project move forward, which I think we're sitting at the bottom right now in terms of share price. And I believe as we start putting announcements out, once we give more detail on the permits and when we have all that at the mill side of it, I think we'll be in great shape. And I was just going to add, we've been working very closely with the First Nation communities up in Timmins. They've been very supportive of the project, and likewise, we're very supportive of the communities up there as well as the city of Timmins. And this coming next week, we're going to be holding an open house up in Timmins on the. It'll be announced in the papers here this week on the public consultation in terms of the open house for closure plan for production. So we're moving along. Although we haven't produced an ounce of gold yet, we've got our closure plan for bulk sample, but we're in the background, which is not, nobody gets overly excited about it. We're working towards our closure plan for full production. So we expect to have that by mid-year as well. So we'll be in a great position to start mining and continue thereafter.
So in the bigger picture, you're hoping that by sometime this summer, drills will be turning, there'll be bodies back out there at the site?
So we're going to start. We're going to, we last year we did a little bit of drilling, exploration type drilling, infill drilling around Bradshaw. We're going to start doing we're going to do a little more drilling because we raised some flow through dollars, $1 million of flow through just before Christmas. So we're going to put that to work here in the next few weeks. So we'll be starting that part of it. We're going to start getting the mine set up to get it back into production for the bulk sample and mine the stopes. So there's a number of things that are going on in the background right now to set it up. So once the mill's ready to start taking feed, we'll be right behind it to keep pushing ahead.
That was my next question. When do you anticipate or hope that the mill would be ready?
Right now the plan is July, mid-year. By the time we get the mill gets the necessary permit requirements and amended closure plans filed, but that's the task right now is to mid-year to start processing.
Okay, fair enough. Greg, I think that's pretty much covers all the bases. I appreciate it that you took the time to join us here at Mining Life Online.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, Greg.